Good morning and welcome to the Verbal Nonsense Podcast. I'm Joel.
And I am Todd.
What do you got for us today, Todd?
Oh my gosh, going right into me. All right. Well, we got post Christmas. Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
Yep, sitting right in front of me.
That's what's up. All right. Well, we have a woman in Spain who got everything she wanted for Christmas. She won the lottery, in fact. Natalia, she's a Spanish journalist who jumped online and posted that she will not be going to work today because she won $16 million. And screw you guys, I'm not coming in.
Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah, that
That's
backfires a
exactly
lot.
what we would do.
That's what I would do, but I would make sure I had the money first. Apparently,
yeah.
the Spanish lottery is set up into various levels. Like you could buy the full ticket, which costs €200, or you can get what she got, which cost €20. She won $8,000.
Oh, oops.
But there was a video of her
I guess you
laughing.
should have looked into that a little better.
Yeah, she was laughing and cheering with a lot of friends, a lot of them from work, and basically taunting her employer, saying that I'm not coming in, and I quit my job, I'm going to pay off all my debt, and I'm going to live like a queen. And then she finds out she won $8,000. So.
Well, at least you got some cash to pay your bills while you're looking for a new job.
I hope so. I mean, the euro isn't exactly a flush currency right now. I hope $8,000 gets her somewhere. It'll get her a lot further than 8 Venezuelan dollars. But 8,000,
or 8,000 pesos.
Yeah, yeah, pesos, whatever Venezuela uses. I don't even think we could live a year on 8 million or 16 million Venezuelan dollars. Call them Veno bucks, but yeah, it's not really it's not really what am I even thinking? It's not clear whether she still has a job or not, according to the article that I read. But yeah, it's I'm just saying a lot.
Most employers that I know would probably have been like, "See ya." You're not welcome back.
I think I would have let her back. I mean, just
so I could laugh at her.
Just have a good laugh about it, you know. It's like, welcome back. It's great to have a lottery winner in our employment. It's good to see that you didn't lose who you are as a person from all that money and that you still decided to work. You know, I talk to people, it's like, you know, what would you do if you won the lottery? And they're just like, oh, I'd still work. I'd still be me. Like, you're weird.
Oh, my goodness.
I wouldn't. But, yeah, that's what's going on in Spain.
I think I'd keep busy, but I wouldn't work.
Oh, I would definitely have some expensive hobbies.
If I worked, it would be for myself.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
But if I hit it with the big winnings, I wouldn't work for anybody else anymore.
I'd probably just
I'd be my own boss.
Yeah, I'd build stuff, sell it on Etsy. Probably like plywood bedposts. I don't know, pallet furniture. That seems to be the big Etsy projects. Charge millions.
Yep, that and what is it? They use cinder blocks. That's another thing I've seen on Etsy.
Oh man, yeah, they're all about the poor college student furniture and selling it for exorbitant amounts of prices. Yeah, I didn't say that right either.
There was something someone showed me, and I looked it up, and the person selling it on it, I forgot how much. It was a ridiculous amount of money. I was just like, wow, someone thinks highly of themselves. Oh, it was a huge beanbag chair that they made. It was giant, and I forget what the character was, but I knew my wife would love it. And I was just like, oh man, she'll love that. I looked it up and it was like in the thousands, and I was like,
What?
And now, mind you, this thing wasn't even stuffed. They just send it to you without the stuffing in it, and there's instructions on how to stuff it and then sew it closed. I'm like, if I'm paying you thousands of dollars, I want that sucker delivered pre-stuffed and pre-stitched shut.
I would like a zipper.
Or that.
Yeah, don't tell me that I have to finish your project. You know, I honestly, I wouldn't mind stuffing it myself. That wouldn't bother me if I liked it that much. It would save me on shipping. They can just roll it up into a box and throw it at me. But I don't feel like I should have to sew it.
Right?
You know, of course, it might cost another $200 for the zipper. It sounds like from that creator.
It's like, wow, dang. I mean, I realize that probably took a long time to knit or crochet or whatever it is, whatever fabric you used.
Was it crocheted?
I don't know. It was handmade. That's all I know.
I was picturing somebody sewing a bunch of vinyl panels together.
And I'm just like, I don't know how you put together, but man, that's a lot of money for a beanbag.
I was gonna say, if it's crocheted, I would act. You know, there's a lot of work, a lot of material that's involved in that, a lot of time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My wife does crocheting.
Yeah, yeah. I recently saw a Facebook post of some whatever interaction with somebody wanting a blanket from this person who knitted blankets, and the price quoted was $400, and they said you're insane. I think if somebody knitted me a massive beanbag chair, I would expect $1,000. Be honest with you. I wouldn't.
This was probably closer to $4 or $5 grand.
Yeah, well, that seems ridiculous, but I don't know. I don't know how big it was. It sounds pretty big. It sounds like an exorbitant size, but I mean, if it's even bigger than what I'm thinking, maybe 4,000. But I wouldn't spend more than $30 on a beanbag chair because I'm cheap.
I expect handcrafted stuff like that to be expensive. It takes time.
Yeah.
And you got to get paid for your time. I understand that. My wife, when she had time before, she used to make stuff like that and try to sell it. And yeah, you know, and people are always like, "Oh, well, that's way too expensive." It's like, you know how much time it took to make that?
Oh, time is free. What are you talking about? I'll bring the materials to you. That way, there's nothing really out of my pocket, and then you just make it for me while you're making something else, because you can knit two things at the same time. I've got like an extra long hook, and you just kind of like hold it in your armpit and you knit two things at the same time. I think that's how that works.
Goro is the ultimate.
Yes. What's that spider from Lord of the Rings? I don't remember.
I don't remember the spider's name.
She's always hungry. That's all I remember.
Hobbits.
Oh yeah. Speaking of online people, have you seen the CGI influencer Makila, whatever, La Makila? It's a CGI person, not a real person. Super massive backlash over her I was sexually assaulted story of a fake person with a fake story, but people are up in arms about it as if she is lying. Recent CGI influencer project opens up with a story about being molested by a ride-sharing driver, Lyft, and
you know, if something like this upsets you, maybe you need to reevaluate your life.
Yeah, I don't understand how this really upsets them, because influencers, especially Instagram, which is where this is from, they're all liars. Every single one of them. If they're not, then they don't even need to be there, because they're living a life that's beyond anybody else anyway. You know, it's like basically the backlash is that you're stealing from the plight of real stories of real women. This is a cartoon character. who is telling a story.
So that would be like saying if I wrote a book with a female character who has a rape story in it, that'd be stealing real.
To me, it falls under the same line. To me, I'm seeing the same thing. Yeah.
Like I said, these people need to reevaluate their own lives.
Oh, 100%.
If you're getting upset, there are other things in life you should be more upset about than a fictional character telling their fictional story about what happened to them.
Oh, these people were getting irate, and the whole time I was reading it, I thought, how is Lifetime still a channel if people like these are out here? You know, I don't know what Lifetime movies look like now, but I know 10, 15 years ago they thrived on these sorts of stories and basically survival of these women who, I don't know, overcome them. But that in itself is a fake story, so where are we at with life anymore that a cartoon can't be a cartoon for your entertainment, grasping onto the social trends to keep itself relevant? I thought it was kind of strange, though.
Yeah, very. But people are stupid.
Yeah, they are.
That is the number one rule I learned in life. People are stupid.
Well, I think what it kind of goes on is that these people want to feel alone. You know, this is a real issue. It's a real problem. I agree with them. It does take away from I don't know. When somebody jumps out on a story, falsely accuses someone of doing this, it does kind of lessen the sincerity of real victims. But at the same time, it's like these victims want to feel alone unless the inclusion is presented in a way that keeps their individual story more extreme than others or something. I don't understand what the guidelines of awareness is, I guess. You don't know? Yeah, it's kind of a rough one, but I rolled on it anyway because I thought it was really crazy. It's really crazy. And then people just go on to actually bash not just the idea of this character presenting this story, but bash the individual creator of Makila himself, saying that he's a trash artist and that everything he does is garbage and he should kill himself. Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like people just take things too far. So, does the cat have anything today?
She doesn't, but I do.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get back to my mic here.
There you go.
Have you heard about the Colorado bank robber arrested after throwing money around while yelling Merry Christmas?
Yeah, let me scratch that one off my list. No, I already knew that we were both going to see that one. That was probably the most popular story this week, and it's wonderful.
Oh, we can both talk about it then.
Yeah.
My wife seemed to know more about it than what I found. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I read like 2 articles and both of them basically copy and pasted each other, but I enjoyed it anyway. The guy kind of looks like a good drunk Santa. He kind of looks like a hobo Santa. I like him. I think he's a genius. I feel like they should drop all charges.
And apparently he was trying to get caught.
Yeah,
according to many eyewitnesses.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that he might have had some mental disabilities. You know?
And the money got returned. Everybody who picked up the money gave it back to the bank. I mean,
that's what cracked me up about it. Is people were scooping all this money off the ground and just walking it back into the bank.
So you know what? No harm, no foul. I mean, just maybe get the guy some help if he is mentally disturbed.
Yeah, I think he is. I really do. Yeah, I can't remember his name. I literally...
David Oliver. 65 years old.
I wonder if he's the famed Oliver Twist. Growed up. Crazy.
Thinks he's Santa now.
Yeah. It's like...
The mentally deranged armed robbery Santa.
Colorado Springs, I expect they'll see a lot more stories like this in the next few decades as they continue to push the boundaries of their THC uh, ex- freedoms.
So you think THC causes you to go rob banks and throw the money around?
When you're ingesting this drug at 98% purity, yes, I do. I've read a lot about THC, and your average THC smoker is, hovering somewhere around 15 to 20%. But when they're like concentrating this stuff and pretty much just injecting it straight into their veins, then yeah, I think that there might be some mental issues
Nah.
that could occur. Oh, yeah, okay.
Nah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just.
Maybe some memory loss and munchies. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I know I know several people who partake in legal states. And they're fine.
Oh, that's cool.
But anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
but Mr. Oliver was just found sitting in front of a coffee shop, and they arrested him without incident.
It's crazy that they didn't make it to the bank as he was robbing it. I wonder how a man that happy could rob a bank anyway. I wonder how that went down. There wasn't much detail on that.
No. Just looking real quick. This just says he threatened to use a weapon. Doesn't say a gun.
Yeah.
Just says he threatened to use one. So it doesn't say if he actually had one or if he was actually brandishing one.
Yeah.
He left the bank with an undisclosed amount of cash.
Yeah. All over the parking lot.
It's funny. In the comments, someone commented, was marijuana involved?
Well, we just...
that's funny.
We just assume.
No.
Yeah.
But
Colorado hotspot. I don't know.
Maybe it was LSD. You don't know.
It might have been. Marijuana is only a gateway drug. Everybody who does marijuana goes on to do.
That always makes me laugh.
Oh yeah.
It's a gateway to Twinkies. That's all it is.
Gateway to losing all your quarters in the vending machine.
That's right.
It's like, where'd all my quarters go?
Ho-hos, tacos, all the
gas station burritos.
Damn it! Now I want tacos.
I want gas station burritos.
Oh, I'm sorry. I used to work at an all-night convenience store.
Yeah, I know they're disgusting. Okay, I'm not arguing with the fact that they're not edible. But yeah, when you're leaving the bar or whatever, that's the greatest thing in the world.
good drunk food is what you're saying. All right, I get you.
Yep, definitely 100. Yep. I-75 Pickle Spilled. Did you hear about this?
No.
Outside of Dayton, Ohio, a pickle truck overturned, scattered pickles all over the place. Massive pickle spill. No one was injured, and that's basically all the story, apart from the puns. That's the, because apparently in the area it was a real big dill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, let's move on quickly before you drop more puns.
I could go through the comment section because I did find that story on Reddit, and Reddit is pretty much a pun gold mine.
My wife would love it there.
I'm sure she's on Reddit. She seems to be a like-minded Reddit user.
I don't know if she uses Reddit or not. I've never seen her use Reddit.
Literally just on there for the puns. That's all I'm there for. They have some good.
Oh.
They have some good places there. They have some bad places too. They really, really do. I'm not pro censorship, But when you have a subreddit of focused on incest,
Oh,
encouraging people to of ways that they could commit that action. Now, granted, the majority of the people on there are consenting adults. Not talking about child molestation, but it's just a really grotesque place. And I try not to venture too deep into Reddit because I know that there's probably worse. But yeah, that place exists where they're just like, I've met my brother for the first time. We're in our 30s and I find myself attracted to him. I'm just like,
yeah.
no, no. We're not even talking stepbrother.
The moment you find out that they're your sibling, that should be an off button.
That should be. Man, what was that series? I don't know. We watched a lot of really bizarre documentaries when I worked on the Mississippi River because there was very little else to do at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's a kind of a not really common, but more common than you would think that relatives who have been separated for an extreme amount of time, especially the mother son and reversed father daughter roles, a lot of times when they meet themselves, meet each other for the first time decades later, in their 30s and their 40s, sometimes the relationship is confused. Yeah, but see, that really didn't phase me that much, but just having like a community that encouraged that practice, that bothered me. It's like, okay, so these problems exist and it's well known from psychiatrists, but why on earth are there all these people saying, yeah, you should go for it, that's wonderful, you just do you. Anyway. How did we get here?
You brought us there, Todd. You start talking about Reddit and the dark holes that it has. All right, let's
3 a.m. jokes are good. That's a good one. In fact, I got to redeem us here somehow because that was rough.
How about oh, you're gonna go again?
No, go ahead.
Suspected home intruder turns out to be a vacuum cleaner. Did you see that?
Ooh, Roomba.
It was a Roomba.
Yes.
Basically, there was this couple. They heard a noise in the night. They dashed to the closet and hid in fear while dialing 911. So they respond, and apparently the robot had seemingly started and gotten stuck, and it's beeping and banging and made the noises that they heard.
How many intruders did it murder?
I mean, I guess they've been getting made fun of, and the guy's like, "Look, I'd rather be, safe. That's better to be safe than sorry." He's like, "We heard noises in the middle of the night." He says, "I would have better assumed that it was an intruder."
Yeah, that's true.
I guess I'm dumb. I hear noises in the middle of the night. I get up and I go look. That's just what I do.
No, I immediately call 911. I immediately just go to that place. I call 911 and then I immediately call immigration because it might be an illegal immigrant coming to steal all of my American things. And then Homeland Security, it could be ISIS. So I called the CIA and I said, look, I have an ISIS illegal immigrant in my home trying to steal all my American things. And then they all show up and they find that I don't even have a Roomba. It's like whatever, man.
I've heard all day. We can now end this episode.
What I do, I sympathize with that guy. They shouldn't make fun of him. I do it at least 3-4 times a night.
And after playing Roomba, you got to be aware of your little vacuum.
Yeah, the vacuum could go sentient and just
start
murder.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah.
I love that game. For anybody who does not know what that game is, you play a robotic vacuum cleaner and you stop home intruders from entering your house. Well, they enter your house, and then you're able to hack appliances in order to kill them violently. And like drop ceiling fans, which apparently are made out of like giant razor blades because they get chopped up, and you can throw them into the, I don't know, the shower, and it basically, you break the hot water. I don't know, but anyway, it cooks them with steam.
And then you got to also clean up the mess before
Yeah, and
the owners get home.
then at the end, you drive around and you clean up as much of the blood as possible before the owners get home. I never do. I get like 15% of the blood because I've scattered these people all over the house. I just sit there like the dog. Like I wish they had that part where the owners actually came home, because you could sit there like the dog who ate all the toilet paper and scattered it all over the house and dumped the trash over. You're just like, oh, don't know who did this. I'm a good boy.
It wasn't me.
I'm the good boy. Yeah.
As opposed to the cat, when they do something, they just stare at you like,
Cat's
yeah,
just like,
what?
Yeah, you shouldn't have left it out. It's your fault. Don't you care about the earth? You shouldn't have this much waste for me to scatter around. All right, for anybody who is up in the air about Reddit, here is the 3 a.m. joke subreddit. I told my son not to use his whistle inside the house and gave him one last chance. He blew it.
Oh.
There you go. There are fun places on Reddit. There are many fun places. He blew it.
Oh, that was so bad.
It's so good, though. It's just so innocent. It has nothing to do with incest. EPA in Detroit, just before Christmas. This happened last week. Did you hear about I wrote it down, but I even knew how to pronounce it. Now I don't. Hexavalent chromium. You seen this stuff?
Mm-mm.
It looks like the green ooze from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Secret of the Ooze. It looks exactly like that. It was seeping out of a barrier wall on the freeway in Detroit. I'm talking massive amounts of it just bubbling out of this crack in the wall. Apparently, a local business that uses this for various plating of metals. Apparently, they had a leak in their basement, which then seeped out through the crack, through probably feet of concrete, out into the public via the highway.
Dang.
EPA and OSHA, of course, they spent a good amount of their Christmas break cleaning up the mess, or probably overseeing and fining people. They just got like the fine whip. They're just like, more money, more money, more money. You're not quick enough.
Fine whip. This was like a fine 2x4.
Fine 2x4. Fine Zuka. So
You get a fine. You get a fine.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a fine.
I found it kind of funny because it's the same stuff that was in Aaron Brockovich, what they sued that company for that was dumping it into that housing. Or it's been a long time since I've watched Aaron Brockovich. But it's the same stuff. Chromium 6 is, I guess, the more common name of it.
Can I just let you know, she has pretty much ignored me all morning. So now that we're recording...
Ooh, you're busy.
Yeah, you're paying attention to something.
Oh, what's going on? It's over here. That is the prettiest cat. It's very pretty.
She's adorable. She's a bit of a spaz.
Yeah. But anyway, they're getting it cleaned up.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. The stuff is pretty much guaranteed to give you cancer. This, I guess, one of the many health risks that old Chromium 6 invokes. It's highly toxic. It's pretty nasty stuff to just have oozing out of into the highway.
Yeah, there's going to be, as with any company where something like this happens, they're going to, as they say, poo rows downhill. There's going to be a fall guy who's going to get fired, and they're going to push the blame on.
Well, I just hope that for the employees' sakes that this incident doesn't sink this employer permanently. There's not enough jobs in Detroit anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, if a McDonald's got shut down permanently in Detroit, that would probably be like 5% of the population losing their job. There's so few people living in Detroit compared to 30 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's have you seen pictures of this city? I mean, it's starting to get back together, but I mean, they're putting pictures and it looks like a ghost town.
Yeah, no, the like the inner city, the main business hub of the city looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But all the outlying areas where people used to live to support all the factories and stuff that used to be there, yeah, it looks like post-apocalyptic nightmare.
Yeah. Like I said, it looks like a ghost city.
Yeah,
it's like when you watch the zombie movies and they're driving through the parts of the city that are completely abandoned. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. You could go and just basically pick any home out there. You just point your finger and just go give a bank $3,000 and you're now a homeowner. That's how bad it is.
Yep.
Granted, the majority of the homes need to be just tore down and burned. They really should. Somebody with a truck or a bulldozer ought to just go and clean it all up.
Fair enough.
Start over. The streets are there. They can just build out wherever they want, whatever they want. It'd be a great job for somebody. Not me, though. That sounds like work. I work hard enough as it is.
Somebody else do it.
Yeah. It's a good job for someone else. It's the American way.
Did you hear about Walmart pulling that jumper that apparently shows Santa with lines of cocaine?
Dude, what?
Walmart had to pull a jumper. And it was sold by a third party.
Are you talking like a onesie, like a one-piece pajamas?
Pajama.
Okay.
It looks like Santa. It's a really cartoony depiction of Santa, and he's got a table in front of him, and it looks like he's got a straw in one hand, and there's these 3 white lines on the table in front of him. Mind you, he's just like this with the straw in this hand, and his other hand's like this, and he's smiling, but it looks like 3 lines of Coke on the table, and he's got a straw in his hand. Yeah. Yeah.
I think somebody goofed up on that one.
And it's captured with the slogan, "Let it snow."
Yeah, I bet.
Well,
as we know, Santa is up all night delivering presents, a lot of physical labor. I'm not questioning his methods. He's got things to do. He got it done.
He's got places to be. He's got 24 hours to deliver gifts all around the world.
All around the world, billions of children. And if it's just a one-time thing, once a year, I'm not seeing any red flags here.
He's eternal anyway. It doesn't affect him the same.
Okay.
That's my guess.
We'll go with it. That's fine. That'll work.
Probably puts it in his coffee like sugar.
I was going more for the Tim Allen movie where it's the Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Where it gets passed on.
Gets passed on?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe there's a new Santa every year after the Coke incident.
Maybe.
What's that bag of Coke for? Well, how do you think you stay up for 24 hours delivering all these gifts so quick? You're going to need a little help.
I was watching JonTron the other day, speaking of Tim Allen and Christmas, and apparently there are quite a few Tim Allen Christmas movies. Not just the Santa Claus.
I'm not a huge Tim Allen fan. I like some of his movies, but for the most part, not really.
Yeah, I don't know. No. I don't think I'd want to see Tim Allen on cocaine, though. I think that would be Home Improvement all over again. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. That was the 90s.
I was never a huge Home Improvement fan either.
I liked Home Improvement. Of course, I was a lot younger then, too.
Though I was a fan of Wilson. Was that his name?
Yeah, Wilson, the neighbor. The neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked Heidi.
Anyway. I think I maybe watched 5 episodes of the show.
I don't know. It was funny. I don't know. I'm sure if I caught it on TV, I'd probably sit and watch at least 5 to 15 seconds of it. I don't know. I watched it so much that I probably could just see that amount of time and just be like, oh yeah, that's what happens in that episode. Moving on. Best show on TV is C-SPAN right now anyway. I've watched 0 of that because it's not that interesting. Holy criminy, I have run myself out of stories. I have 5 on the board and they took a lot less time than I thought they would. What do you got?
Alright.
It's your show from here. I'll see you later.
You ain't going nowhere.
I know. I'll be back in 20 minutes to hit the stop button.
Is that how much time we got left?
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Our outro normally takes at least 4 to 5 minutes of rambling. But, no, what else you got? I've got nothing to say.
There's a woman named Violet Jessop who not only survived the sinking of the Titanic, but also the destruction of both of the Titanic's sister ships.
I just read that the other day.
Yeah, she was a stewardess aboard the RMS Olympic, one of the Titanic sister ships, when it collided with another ship in September of 1911. It was damaged, but made it back to the port with no casualties. Less than 6 months later, she was aboard the Titanic, again as a stewardess when it sank. After that, she became a stewardess for the British Red Cross and served aboard the HMS Britannic during World War I.
Mm-hmm.
There was an unexplained explosion thought to be a deep-sea mine, causing the boat to sink quickly. She had to jump out of the lifeboat she was on in order to avoid being sucked under the ship's propellers, and suffered a head injury in the process. Despite all this, she returned to work for the same shipping company, White Star, for about 4 years later.
Mm-hmm. She was actually a stewardess until she retired.
Yeah.
It's like the 70s or early 80s or something. She was like, man, I'm done. I think. She was a stewardess for a long, long time. But her mother was too. If you look into it, this was more or less a family kind of business. She was in college to go do something else. I can't remember what. But her mom became really ill and she had to like earn money. So she just basically went to work where her mom was working before her mom was forced into retirement. Yeah, she's a pretty interesting story that woman has, but that's all I remember of it, so I'll quit interrupting. Carry on.
I must say, I think after the 3rd sinking ship, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to find another job.
Yeah.
But, you know, this ain't working out for me. I've been on 3 wrecks, 2 of them sank. Yeah, I think
I'd push my luck.
I'd push my luck.
I would say, you know what? I at least understand these disasters. You know, if she managed to have it enough together to say, hey, if I stay in the lifeboat, I'm going to die. So she jumped out. I mean, I think she was in her element. Sinking ships, that's what I do for a living.
I can survive them.
I survive them. You know. I think her story is really amazing. Just basically taking that plunge, just saying this is what I need to do for my life and my family, and then just going into it and immediately just getting on the Titanic and just surviving that disaster, one disaster after another, and just continuing on. You know, I thought it was a pretty powerful story. Yeah.
I
think it's pretty impressive.
I don't think I would be that person.
Oh, I definitely am not that person.
I would, like I said, I don't even know if I would have gotten to 3. Maybe after, like, the shipwreck and then if I survived the Titanic, I would have been like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, the worst nautical incident probably in history.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. She laughs in the face of danger. I run from the face of danger. Anyway. Nah, she's great. Yeah. No, she retired really late though. I want to say it was like the mid 70s late, you know, and for being in World War One, that's a long
Yeah.
time. Yeah, she did it for a hot minute.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that. But I got another historical story here. It's a small one, but in 540 CE, after sacking the city of Antioch, Sasanian Emperor Causra built a new city that looked almost exactly the same and called it, well, I'm not going to butcher whatever language this is,
Might
but
as well.
We Antioch Causra, which translates roughly into Causra made this city better than Antioch. And
And he
the funny
passed
thing
out
is,
hats.
not only that, but when the original Antioch was destroyed, all of its remaining citizens were relocated to the new Antioch. We don't like your version of it. Bam! All right, here's a newer version. Move in.
It's the same, but different.
Yeah, I made it, so it's better.
I made it. You're like, we even got all your furniture and everything in the same spot.
Is that like making a name brand version of a city and be like, move into it, it's better?
Yeah, it's better. Patent
Because we
pending.
made it.
Yep. Look at the
Oh,
new Antioch, but better trademark.
of course, I hear Antioch, and all I can think of is Monty Python, the Holy Grail, the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
I honestly have never watched. I, I I I've watched many clips of Monty Python. I just don't really. I don't really enjoy it. Just don't. I know. It's nerd passion. You can't leave. You can't leave. You're the only one with the stories.
You're on your own after that one.
You may leave, but leave your stories.
I've got mostly historical stuff now.
That's
That's all I got left.
yeah, you can do that, or, you know.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but have you ever heard of Cthulhu?
Yeah.
No, not Cthulhu. Cthulhu. There we go. A descendant of Genghis Khan who refused to marry unless her suitor could beat her in a wrestling match, and she was never defeated.
I don't think I would. She doesn't sound like the kind of person I'd want to get married to.
Each time a suitor wanted to challenge Cthulhu, she required them to wager some of their horses in case she was the winner. It said that she had thousands of horses, possibly up to 10,000 horses, as a result of her many victories. And apparently, someone's playing a depiction of her in Netflix's Marco Polo as the explorer met and wrote about her in his travels. So,
I really enjoyed Marco Polo from what I saw of it. It was pretty good.
I have never watched it. I guess I'll have to check it out.
It's not bad. I heard it was canceled, but I guess they picked it back up. Have you watched Witcher 3 yet on Netflix?
I've watched the first episode.
I've been wanting to. I, of course, discontinued my Netflix after I realized I was paying for more than cable with streaming services. And I kept Amazon Prime and canceled everything else because $50 a month to whatever. Anyway, I'm thinking about picking it back up to watch Witcher.
So far, I like it.
I've been watching the memes are pretty funny. I like the one that says Netflix has scheduled 40 seasons so that they can include all of The Witcher's 3 side quests. which of course, if anybody knows, there's over 400 side quests just in The Witcher 3. Incidentally, Witcher 3 is actually Witcher 3 Complete is actually on sale until January 3rd on all platforms for like $14.
I picked it up.
Did you really? I thought about getting it on PlayStation, but
no, I picked it up on Steam.
Oh man, is it cheaper on Steam? It typically is.
I think it's roughly around that price right now.
Okay.
I got it pretty cheap.
It's interesting because I saw on Xbox you can get The Witcher 3 Complete for $14.99, or you can buy Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, just the standard game, for $34.99. So.
Yeah, I bought the Complete.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not wealthy. Of course, I got the Complete version. I haven't gotten it yet, so I don't know. I played Witcher 2. It was kind of hard for me to get into. I don't know. I think I have Witcher 3 somewhere, but I don't know. I think it's for the 360 because that game's pretty old. I don't know. No, I think I just had The Witcher 2. I don't know. I had trouble getting into it, the combat, everything, but I hear it's a really great game, so I might try it again.
Yeah, I've never played any of the previous Witchers, but so far,
yeah,
I've only played a little bit. But I enjoyed what I played.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Disney Plus. Have you dove into that one yet?
Yep. All
Yeah.
about the Mandalorian.
All about it. Out of curiosity, the impressions that I'm getting is that the episodes of The Mandalorian are coming out one a week. Is that how it's going down, or can I just binge watch the whole thing?
No, they're releasing it on a weekly basis.
No, I'm sorry, that's inappropriate.
But you can wait until the season's up and ready, and
Yeah,
then binge watch.
See,
They've got several episodes up.
my problem with this is that people who want the free trial so that they can catch up on their crap and not spend a truckload of money to watch one show should have the opportunity to do that in a streaming platform. Because
Disney Plus is really cheap.
It is. But if you're only getting Disney Plus for one show, okay, The Mandalorian, which most people are, if it comes out, like, well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know how many episodes are going to be in the season. But my feeling is that if they're going to release it, it seems like it would be a lot more value to the people who are trying it out, trying this service out, to be able to watch as much of it as they want to during that time. Now, if you're releasing each episode one a week, you're forcing them to pay for either 2 to possibly even 3 months of the service from when the first episode comes out. Okay, like someone like me, I could probably binge watch the whole thing, and then next month, I might pay, I don't know, $14. What is it, $6.99 a month? But
it's like $6. Yeah, it's like $6.
I just feel like they're just nickel and diming you.
Yeah, they're just treating it. They're actually shooting it and treating it like an actual TV show.
See, I feel like that's wrong.
You are entitled to your opinion.
Because it's not a television station. It's not.
Well, no.
I'm just going to
how they're recording it.
Well, streaming is designed for people to have their instant gratification. It's for me to have my cake and eat it too. That's what streaming is for.
What? There's already 10 episodes up there. You can binge for.
I could binge like this afternoon. You don't watch TV the same way I do.
Apparently not.
It's like, I am going to sit and I'm going to watch this. 10 hours later, I am done. I mean,
But it is an enjoyable show.
Yeah, well, I hear it's great. I hear it's a Disney Western, which I'm a big fan of Westerns. Or it's a Star Wars Western, Disney Western. It's the same thing. I don't know. My personal opinion is Disney ruined Star Wars, even though I still love Star Wars.
I like their versions better than the prequels. So.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you want to say Disney ruined, I think Lucas ruined Star Wars before Disney got to it.
He had to make the prequels. He could have made them better. I mean,
I don't think he could have. I think someone else could have.
no, I think he could have. I think he really could have. He made
I
Star
think he
Wars. He made Star
look.
Wars.
He did,
He could have
but
made it better.
the original three, he
Hmm.
didn't do the screenwriting. He had someone else do the screen.
Hmm. You're right.
And you should have let someone else do the screenwriting for the prequel.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Yeah.
we wouldn't have these wonderful lines of "I love you more than love." Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a horrible,
Yeah.
horrible scenes.
Yeah. There are a lot of horrible scenes, but there's a lot of really great ones too. Now, granted, I don't watch the prequels. I watched them once, and I was a one and done kind of guy. I was like, okay, we got that out of the way. You know,
There are a lot of really good scenes in those movies,
there are.
and they're usually the ones where there's action and no talking.
Yeah. Don't do it, Anakin. I have the high ground. Now that is like that's the most quoted scene of any Fortnite game. I hear that all the time. It's like I have the high ground. It's like
To me, that has become like the Star Wars equivalent of the "I took an arrow to the knee" Skyrim.
yeah.
That
Yes.
is what that is.
You know, it's weird because that I took a knee. I took an arrow to the knee. Meme had been going on forever, especially YouTube comment sections, and I was a huge player of Skyrim during that time, and I never came across that voice line. Never had. I had no idea where it came from, and people were saying it's in Skyrim, and I was like, how is this even possible? I have beat the game. I've beat all the side missions. I've milked this game for all it's worth. Where do I meet this guy who took an arrow to the knee? And they're like, it's every guard you walk up to. I was like, I've killed them all. I actually had to restart the game and go find a guard so I could hear that voice line. I was like, oh, okay. So, okay.
Now die.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, a lot of the people like respawn in Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Unfortunately, not like Morrowind, where when you kill people, they're actually gone.
Yeah, I remember that.
Morrowind was great. You would go into a cavern somewhere and you would just fight through this dungeon for hours and hours, and you'd meet this guy who attacks you on sight, and you would kill him, and then a thing would pop up. You could no longer beat the game. You have killed the story character. And you're like, but all this cool stuff I got, why would you autosave after I killed him? Game was so broken, it like did not want you to win. I never actually beat Morrowind because
if I wasn't supposed to kill him, why did he attack me?
Yeah, I don't know, because frankly after doing that 20 times in 20 different locations, I gave up. I was just like I'm just destined to rule the world through killing everything. And Morrowind was considerably harder kind of than Skyrim. It was harder in the sense that if you played the game correctly, the way Bethesda wanted you to play it, it was ridiculously impossible. But if you played the game the way it presented itself to you, which was exploit everything, then the game was uber easy. You could basically turn on God mode with a health potion at the beginning of the game. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you could basically stack your intelligence above 1,000 and instantly make all these health potions or health regeneration potions, and your health would just regenerate forever at a massive, it would just, you would get hit and it would do nothing because you would just basically become Wolverine and just regenerate everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I watched some videos on YouTube about it last night, how broken the game was, and it reminded me, I haven't played Morrowind in probably 15 years. Or whenever it was that came out. I played it on Xbox first, which was a mistake because the loading screens are like 5 minutes. This was on the original Xbox, not 360. It was like the original OG Xbox where it was just super slow, but it was a massive game, and I was impressed it got on console.
I was just talking with somebody the other day about the PlayStation, the first PlayStation. It was the first console to use discs.
Mm-hmm. Successfully.
And I had, well, yeah, it wasn't the very first. You had
Yeah.
the Dreamcast and some other ones.
Dreamcast came after, I believe, but I think the 3DO used discs.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Dreamcast came. There was a Sega disc game before.
Oh, yeah, Sega CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, then the PlayStation come out, and I had it, and I had friends who most of them had the N64, which was still cartridge at that time. And they used to make fun of my PlayStation, we'd be playing something, or they'd be watching me, and they're like, punch, load, kick, load. And then, of course, the very next system they released, it used discs.
Yeah.
The GameCube.
The GameCube was still kind of... I have a big place in my heart for the original PlayStation. It was the first one that I bought myself, but the GameCube did it better. I'm just saying.
I didn't like the GameCube.
No, the controller was garbage. I hated it, but Double
I loved my
Dash.
PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Final Fantasy VIII.
Metal
7
Gear
was
Solid.
cool. Metal Gear. I don't know. There was all kinds. What was it?
Gran Turismo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, back in the day when you can... Well, Gran Turismo 2... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can go on forever. Yeah. Diablo. Forgot about that one. Somehow. But, all right. Well, we have rambled. I can't think of anything else, though.
Oh. Yeah.
Stretch
I
it
could
back.
probably go on more, but I think are we done?
I think we're done. I don't know. Yeah. We just talking about video games at this point, so yeah, we definitely have. And I don't know. I wish I could turn my camera around a little easier. I moved my board, but my youngest son has filled up a good quarter of it of drawings of our podcast, and I just don't want to erase it. It's so cute. But yeah.
Take a picture of it and post it on our Facebook.
Nah, it's too hard. It's too hard. No, I'll do it eventually. Yeah, I got a sweet chin beard, I don't know, chin strap beard. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, oh man, I can't. Man, there was things I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what they were. I stayed up way too late last night.
Me too.
Watching Berserk videos. You said you were playing Conan. I almost watched Conan the Barbarian last night. I was like,
the original or the newer one?
No, I wanted to watch the new one. I've pretty much killed the Arnold Schwarzenegger one quite a few times this year, and I thought I haven't watched the Jason Momoa. I don't know. Momoa. I haven't watched that one enough. So I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it captured a lot of Conan essence there. But yeah, I thought about it and I was like, I'm already in bed. We'll just watch YouTube. So I did, and then 4 hours later I finally fell asleep. So
yeah, I hit about 1 a.m. I looked at the clock and I was like, oh man, I got a podcast to do tomorrow. And off I ran.
Yeah. But yep. But anyway, yeah, we'll sign it out. Appreciate you guys sticking around this long.
If you stuck around this long.
If you did.
But thanks for watching. Hit subscribe.
Yep. Share with your friends. I'm just kidding. You more than likely, don't share it with me. I already know it exists. It's like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure it's only our friends who watch it. But
maybe.
Never know. Yeah, share it with your friends. I don't know. I'd say I dumped stories that I didn't use, but the ones that I saved as I read down, they were a little more upsetting. Upsetting story of Christmas. Oh my gosh. Did you, since we're this deep and probably nobody's here, did you read about the woman who had an argument with her husband and it got so bad that she kidnapped their children and pushed them off a parking garage and then killed herself.
Yeah, I heard something about that. That is depressing.
It's depressing. The comment section was even more depressing. People immediately saying the husband did it. I was like, the guy was miles away, did not know where she was. He called the police. He called everybody he could. And people still in the comments section still saying it was the evil man who killed his family.
That's the internet for you.
It's the destruction of the internet. Well, thank you. Maybe our comment section could blow up just to be as ridiculous. I encourage you to do so.
I also encourage you to do so.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you got something to say it. Type it in there.
Holiday season's over. I'm starting to pay more attention to what's going on. Last month has just been a wild ride for everybody. You know, it's holidays. I don't know if you don't care about the holidays, but you should. It's the greatest time of the year. Be thankful. Oh, yeah. Be thankful. Be happy. Be merry. Don't worry about not having any money. That's not what it's about. I mean, if you're broke now, you're broke the rest of the year too. I mean, don't focus on it. That doesn't make it any different. You know. No, I'm just kidding. This is the worst time of year financially for me. This is like Christmas comes along. It's like, what are you talking about? My power bill is like $200 now because I hate being cold. Luckily for us, we are not cold. It is 100 degrees outside here in Missouri. And the only snow you could play in is your own dandruff.
It was 60 degrees outside on Christmas Day. How crazy was that?
67 in Kabul.
Oh, my God.
You know, Kabul, Missouri. Not Kabul. Lebanon or wherever that place is at. Weird names of this area.
Yep.
But that's it. I don't know. Like Joel said, like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out elsewhere. If you want to contact me directly, you could always follow any of the social links below and listen in the bottom. If you want to contact Joel, his home address is posted on my Twitter. So thank you. And I am Todd.
I am Joel.
And this is This is the Verbal Nonsense Podcast. I swear to God, I can outro. I don't know how to talk in the beginning. That's why you intro. I can outro. That's my job now. All right. Okay. Well, yep. Thank you.